didn't say that.
Yeah.
Again. All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I guess that's going right. All right, I need an approval for the minutes, but there was one little thing I underlined it. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I did it, I thought. Dissolve should be decided. So just, can I have a motion with that change?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of May 19th with the change, the word resolved to decided.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. On the action items, the payroll manifest, anyone have any questions about any A through E? Payroll or land use?
Those letters go out once a year.
The ambulance letters?
Yeah.
No, they may go out monthly.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that it, or will there be more?
We send out up to 3 letters, and then we'll send them to collections, and then the letters will stop and the collection agency will take over.
So what's the time frame we wait before we send them a letter for collection?
Well, Comstar, our billing agency, sends out 3 letters before it even comes to us.
Oh, okay.
And then we send out just as a courtesy to try to, get them to pay. And then,
I get that.
so we give them plenty of time. Yeah.
Thanks for clarification.
Anybody else have any questions on A through E? Okay, so the new business is the liquor commission letter regarding the Old Country Store. I'm not sure
Is that letter
where
on
we
the
fall
file,
on
Karen?
that.
It
Yeah, I was
is.
kind of wondering the same thing.
Because usually the planning board makes these decisions
On,
on the,
On the approval.
on the liquor commission. What, could you, I was a little concerned.
and so many people have sent in letters and comments. The Liquor Commission just wanted to make us aware that they were getting all these letters from
I think
people.
I read also that Jim didn't even apply for one yet.
That was gonna be my comment. So he hasn't even applied for a liquor license yet.
Right,
So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, we don't even have to act unless there's an active application in for.
right, exactly. You don't have to act at all. Like I said, he was just concerned that so many people had written in, he wanted the board to be aware of it. Yes, it's just an FYI. So if he does apply for the liquor license, then you'll get another formal letter from the Liquor Commission asking if you have any concerns as a board.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we should just put this on hold until.
Oh, yes, you don't have to act on this.
And the other thing I was told was that the planning board actually can enforce rules of their own in reference to a, that's what I was told.
They can put conditions on the
Right.
business, but they cannot say they can't have a liquor license. That's
No,
only entire,
But
yeah.
they can I was told that they can not let them serve until after 6 or something to that effect.
I think they can put conditions on. However, it may be, that may be contradictory to what the state of New Hampshire says. The state of New Hampshire may have a different set of laws, and if we don't have something specific in an ordinance, I'm not sure that we could do anything, So we can certainly find out, though.
Okay, So that's gonna be on hold until the application gets filed and we get notified.
Yeah.
Fire station plumbing proposals, geez, when I looked at those, I thought they were really expensive for just the labor.
Oh, is that, I didn't know that, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they were, Hillsgrove, which was surprised, Hillsgrove includes the, if you just take out if the fire station provides their own materials, Hillsgrove was like $2,850, someone was $2,200, and another person was $2,000. Which I thought I heard the chief say that they were gonna try to do the majority of the work themselves and then just have someone come in just to sign the, inspect the work and do, and have them do the permit, or did that change?
I think in the state of New Hampshire, anything that has to do with plumbing has to be done by a licensed plumber.
Correct.
It
That's
does.
the state law.
Okay.
So I think that's probably the difference.
Unless you're a homeowner, then you can use some.
So do you know about prices, Rick? Is that a fair price for labor to put in a bathroom?
Well, I'll tell you, I've done a few bathrooms and had a plumber come in, and it's pretty much a standard rate of about $1,500 just to do the fixtures. I don't know how much additional plumbing needs to be done over there. I didn't go over and look at it,
Okay.
but 15 is a pretty good average. So,
Depends on if they have to update anything.
well,
It's
it's upstairs, so I'm sure there's some additional plumbing that has to be brought through. You know what I mean, and brought all the way down to the line or something to that effect, so. It's probably a little bit more work, so I'd say it's pretty close, I would guess, around 2. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
And I think,
28, I think, is a little high.
right.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that, honestly. I thought you'd give them a discount.
Well, Nick Rowe is a fireman,
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes,
so he came in at 2,000.
right.
Okay,
He's been a volunteer forever.
okay, well, so do we wanna move forward with the $2,000 one then and have someone make a motion? How does everybody feel about that?
What's the significance of $2,000 again?
It's to do all the piping and the plumbing for the bathroom upstairs.
Has anybody given any consideration to the fact that in order to operate this place is going to need a food service license, and that may be a whole separate set of criteria
Where are you?
for the kitchen?
You're on the wrong
We're on the
topic.
fire department.
We're on the fire department.
I'm sorry? Spank my wrist.
Yeah, I mean, they have a shower unit going up there, they have a toilet up there, and they're gonna have a sink up there. So, you know, all the shower drain, the feeds, the mixing valve, it's quite a bit for.
Okay.
Is this part of your budget?
It's in the repair and maintenance account, not specific coming out of their budget. So,
I'm gonna jump subjects just because I wanna understand it a little better. How would this relate to, like, the chief looking for, what he's looking for evidence? How would this be the same type of thing as far as department spending?
Remember when the fire department came in here?
I remember the whole
and they
thing.
discussed about where the
Yep.
bathroom was, and
Yep.
how many people were there.
I understand all
They
that.
needed another source to have it, they didn't even have a shower, I believe.
Right,
So, I mean, I think this is a little different than putting a light into a building that we don't.
yeah, okay, I'm just wanting the financial part of the whole thing.
right, and this other building here, and really, the chief corrected me, it's not evidence, because you wouldn't say to the public, there's evidence being stored there. It was just for other items being stored there. Certainly, it's not a necessity. So this
Okay,
one,
and compared to what their
compared to
situation
this.
is over there.
Right.
'Cause they were pretty clear about it.
And the other thing is we're trying to build build up their morale. over
Yeah,
there. We've
yeah.
had quite a lot of issues over there in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so, I think they deserve to get a little boost. I
agree.
For $2,000, I think they're well due for it.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion, but, it's very, very different than the garage.
Right, no, I understand, I just
Yeah.
wanted to get a better understanding of the financials, that's all. Whereas they're all set.
I mean, we are talking about a soft freeze right now, is that what you mean?
That's the other.
Yeah. So Karen, looking at our soft freeze, where do you think we're at with spending that $2,000 for the fire department right now? Do you think that,
I think that would, it would be fine to go ahead with that
Okay.
request.
I don't
Absolutely.
know the necessity.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is, I understand it, yeah.
But
I really think they deserve it at this point. They've been through a lot.
I'll make a motion to accept the $2,000 bid.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Who made the bid?
All those for 2000.
Nick wrote it.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it because,
Oh,
is it, do you carry, is it Nick, does he have a company or is it just?
Yeah, yes, I don't know if it's rope plumbing and heating.
yeah, I think it just says rope. Is it in there,
I
Ed,
think it is rope plumbing.
It is.
under new business?
His parents used to own the country store,
Hi,
actually.
Chief.
Diane. His parents used to own the country store years back.
Yeah, and I think,
He's been on the fire department.
It's, just Nick wrote.
Nick wrote.
Yeah. But he is the one.
yeah.
That's the name on his bid.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
John, I didn't ask if there was discussion. I apologize. There was no discussion. I assume. Okay.
And who did the second on that? Gary did.
Okay, informational items, the school meeting on May 31st. Does anyone have any concerns or any questions about that? No? Everybody's good?
They're gonna do it anyway, regardless, so it's pretty much irrelevant.
Okay,
I'd at least wait to see
There was
Monday
quite a-
morning what the governor has to say.
since I'm on the emergency management, I think Karen was on this thread as well. There was a lot of discussion and a lot of questions that went back and forth with the school regarding some suggestions that were flying around via Facebook, and I threw some suggestions from other people asking, and they did try everything and other softwares and everything they could possibly do to make this meeting work. So I think
Except the drive up, drive out thing, which would have been fine.
they didn't want to do that. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they're not going to
I think
go.
it's,
Nobody's gonna go.
they're gonna need a runner, basically, to go from classroom to classroom technology, and I just don't see it working. That's just my opinion.
They're going to have a person in each one of the rooms.
Like moderator.
Yeah, an assistant moderator.
But to still get all of the, information, it's gonna be a long meeting.
The cost alone is ridiculous. I mean, they should have taken that into consideration too. I mean, every room's set up with microphones and
In every one of those is,
videos and TVs.
Doesn't
and
every room
everything
have to
else.
have, like,
Every
a ballot
30
at the
rooms, can you
stand?
imagine?
I think they already have that in the rooms, don't they?
No.
no, they had to purchase.
Well, you know, your wife works there.
Right.
And every one of the assistant moderators have to get paid for that day as well.
And don't they need to have the voting stands there as well, if someone decides to do a secret ballot?
They have, the supervisors will have cards ready for ballots, and then the assistant moderators, because I've volunteered, will have to they'll come and collect the ballots from
Does she
each
have all
room.
the AMs she needs?
I believe they do.
Okay.
Pass it
Yeah.
down to Diane, please.
You put me down as an alternate.
Oh, did you put your name down, you said?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
Okay, any other thing about the school meeting? Highway department, which we schedule, that looks pretty good. I think it looked like some of the guys, I saw that some of the guys, put their lunch on there. There was, I think, one or two that didn't, but some of them did.
We lost Nathan again, huh?
What's that?
Nathan?
Nathan, yes, so the National Guard is going to keep him until the end of June now. So, I've notified our benefits coordinator because our personnel policy, if they're there more than 30 days, then the government will pick up his insurance. So there's certain things we have to go through. Yes.
Has the other guy started yet? What's his name? Norman? No.
He started,
Yes.
actually today. What's today? Tuesday? Yes, he started today.
Yeah, and he was, I saw George today because I was on New Road visiting Francesca there. And George said he was mowing,
Yep,
using the mower, putting some calcium down, so he was working.
yes, yes.
Doing good. He said he was doing
Madam Chairman, for the record, I would like to state that I think George Drew, the road agent, has done a remarkable job with our roads this spring.
Yes, I agree.
They are graded, they are rolled, he's treated them with calcium. Now he's free to do his ditching wherever he wants. And see, he's got Dan Beauregard doing ditching up in Lock Lake, independent of the grader. And that's something that's never happened before. And
Yeah, no complaints.
I would say that wherever he thought he would be, he's either ahead of schedule or dead on track. I can't think of a road that I think he needs to go and work on. What I think is going to be something he needs to consider, and pretty much every road in town, will be cutting trees. There's still a good many trees that are hanging over the road. If you want to let the light in, you've got to cut some of those trees out. And he can go back as far as the wall without it causing any problems to anybody. And but overall, he's doing a great job.
I think he is too. I think he's doing a terrific job. The parts of Birchwood Hideaway, do we maintain those roads? Because those are private roads.
Right, we don't do private
So we don't
roads.
touch, as soon as we come off of
West Lot?
West Lock.
West Lock Road, I think there's two private roads right there. One is Red Oak or something, and the other one
Right.
goes up towards. So we don't touch.
We don't
those
do
roads.
private roads, no.
But what if the ditch is goes underneath that private road? Because there's a culvert there.
Well, it depends. You have to look at when the road was put in, if it was part of a subdivision, and if the
Okay.
planning board said you have to put in this culvert and maintain it, then it would be on that association or whoever put that subdivision in.
There's a couple of culverts that run, there's actually both of them, but mostly, I think it's called Red Oak or Red Maple.
Red Oak, I think it is.
Red
Yeah.
Oak is the road,
Road.
yeah.
That culvert right there is in tough shape. I was just wondering if that was us or.
I know there was one up in that area that I talked with the road agent about, that he had contacted them and said I think it was their responsibility, but, yep,
All right.
I'll look into that too.
Did you get a chance, Rick, to go look at, was there, on Peachum, were you gonna look at some
I looked at them.
culverts and,
They're fine. Like he said, they're not really high flow areas. Maybe in the spring, there probably is quite a bit of water that comes through there, but
Yeah.
other than that, they're dry most of the season.
oh,
So I don't really think it's gonna be an issue.
okay, good. Okay. It's still a little early, Dan, here, I don't know if you wanna do the committee reports and everything.
But you don't wanna finish early, is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know, their appointment is 5:45, so I didn't know if you wanna bring them in now.
Why not?
Yeah,
And I think part of that may be non-public, so you might want to do all the public first.
well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gary, do you have an update on the litter? I don't know. the
Just said I've got a bunch of people on board, and this week I'm gonna come out with some kind of a statement, like we had discussed, possibly putting on the website, the town departments and on social media, that we're gonna start, a program to try
Like a
to
campaign
combat that.
kind of thing?
Yeah, and Liz and I are making arrangements to pick up 2 cameras to start with. We're gonna donate, we've got a lead on those, and then I'll talk to a couple of people about where to put them. I talked to the chief about this, and he thinks going covert is better than telling people there's cameras out there. Just see if we catch a fish. You know, and if we catch one, I think that's gonna really put the word out, and we'll see what happens.
All right, that's good.
I'd like to put the signs out and just not tell them where they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
You know, put
Right.
the cameras out wherever. Just put-
Yeah, and not
put a
tell-
sign
right.
out that says you're on camera.
Yeah, I thought of that too. That's something I'm gonna
They
come
just
back
gotta move
with.
them around, you know, as needed.
Yeah, you know, getting it started and put the word out and put them in a couple of good spots and possibly next step the signs, just put them out and
Good
say,
job.
you know, and we'll go from there, but people are on board and people are happy about it. They want to hopefully make a change.
Very nice.
So, yeah, I'll get back with
It's nice
that.
if it works.
What about the equipment being removed next door?
Okay, that's another subject.
Oh, boy. I know, I missed the meeting, so.
Here's my feet. They seem to think there's some, they wanted to get the, I guess the tax on that property over there. I guess the property lines are, they're not so sure they're right and this and that, and they're wondering with the way the people are putting the fence up, they're wondering if it's going up on their property or going on our property, or there's a bunch of discussion with that. Let's see. Yeah, basically what that is, they want to make sure before they move anything that it's right. They tried to look up the property line.
Well, all they have to do is come here.
Yeah.
And in the property file is a complete survey. We had Mark Sargent do
Right.
so you can see exactly where every line is, where the equipment is, and where it needs to move to. So I'm.
Yeah, and those kind of thing, monkey bars, whatever they are, apparently is cemented in. They were told it was cemented in, so the next question, they're kind of leery about volunteers. The next question would be, they're wondering if possibly highway could help them out with that. Instead of somebody just going in there and,
Does highway have a jackhammer?
they don't need a jackhammer.
What can they do?
They pull it out with the backhoe, they can dig around it and then pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of just having some volunteer go in there and tear away.
How far is that gonna be moved? Quite a bit?
Only, and even the owners even said it just needs to move almost kitty corner or
Yeah.
something. There's just a little portion of it on. So I don't know. And probably where maybe George could do it where he's salaried and
we can
then
take
on
them
a
the
Friday.
backhoe. And I'm not so sure they even want to have a spot yet to put it back in. They just want to get it out of their way for now, because I guess those people are excuse me, asking a lot about it. They also have questions as far as, let's see, the old sign. I'm going to have to ask the chief, I think, if he knows where the old sign is. It was there, the recreation sign. Is what
The
they're asking.
wooden sign that was hanging from the thing?
That
Oh,
was
I
a
don't
park
know.
sign, I guess, and they also want to know about those posts that the sign was on. They'd like to take those posts on. That's definitely on those people's property.
Okay.
The other question I had is, they're the flagpole still over there, why can't we just take, can we ask them if they want, if we can have the flagpole? Since they need a flagpole?
So the flagpole is on the old PD property, is that what you're saying? I mean, do they, have they,
Yeah,
it's
maybe they
their
don't want it.
property now.
They might be happy to get rid of it, and
Well, I don't know, but then again, are we, if they're okay with it, why do we want to pay to remove it?
well, because we need a new flagpole.
Okay, I've got more.
I was just curious. If we're gonna go over there and take poles, we might as
We
well
want
ask
to
about the
find
flagpole.
out if they can put those poles, if they can take those poles, and then they'll go, I guess, on the other side of the driveway.
At the library side.
Yes, if they'll be able to put them there, if they get them, first of all. That's another question. And we also want to know about Asplund coming out of there.
Why, so are these people concerned about Asplund coming out of
Yeah,
it?
they want to get in that area, apparently. I guess.
Oh, the Parks and Rec people want to
Yes,
get in that
yes.
area. Yes, well, we've had this discussion with Parks and Rec several times. We allow, Asplund to park there because, park their trucks there. I know Parks and Rec want to do some work from behind where they're parked.
Right. I guess there's a couple piles of old chips still there too, and they want to ask them to get them out of there.
They were chips from Asplund, really? Okay, let
That's what
me,
they told me, there's a couple piles.
They may be chips that were generated from wood that came off from Barnstead's roadways.
yeah, I believe you're
We may
right.
own those chips.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we can use them somewhere, maybe. I'm not sure why.
Oh, they had quite a pile of limbs down there after the
Right.
last couple of storms.
Storms.
Yeah.
And then they chipped them. I almost think Bruce Gray said they wanted to use the chips, part of the chips for something.
On the roads.
So, I know that they've been asking for a while now for us to move their trucks so they can use that property down there for their, for the work that they want to do there and have parking. They want to have parking, they want to have picnic tables, they want to clean that whole area up. Is there another place that Splendid could move their trucks, maybe down here or another, or somewhere else that they could put their trucks when they're working in Barnstead? Why does it have to be in the playground area?
Well, it was just the only area that worked. I mean, Asplund typically, when they are working in town, they always worked with the road agent. If there were trees on a certain road that needed to be done, Asplund and the road agent worked well together, so sort of in exchange. They used to park behind the fire station, but in the winter and the spring, it was so muddy, and then with the new PD coming in, that wasn't a viable place, so we said, they could park down there.
Is there anyone with the highway department?
Oh, I don't know, and there's gates there, so
Highway department.
Oh, yeah, so I guess basically they want to know if we can ask them to move somewhere, set up somewhere else.
And I think it's okay to ask that question, but right now, that area is still closed, and we don't know when it will open up, so,
Yeah, I can tell them, we'll put that on hold.
okay.
I think, I'm just wondering if, we could start thinking about for next year, when COVID is done, and we can start using that again. If we could start thinking about where they could go. Because I assume they're here all the time, Esplanda in town?
Yeah, pretty much year-round.
Yeah.
But yeah, highway, I think the front part of highway, you don't have to go through a gate. Maybe they could park in the front area where they used to put a load of dirt for people to pick up. I don't know how
What
much,
about the
Timco?
land behind it? Does that belong to the highway department too, or no?
That's the state of New Hampshire.
Oh, that's state? That's even better.
It'd be better if we owned it.
Yeah.
Karen, can you talk with George if the board's okay with that, about possibly getting those things moved for them?
Yes, I'll
And he
ask,
can
yep,
Tie up with me or Rhiannon, or I'll
Okay.
tie him up with Rhiannon,
okay.
because I guess, I don't know if you've heard from those people too, but I guess they have quite a bit.
So is it possible, do you want to get a copy of the survey so you can go down with the Parks and Rec and look at the boundary lines if they're questioning it?
I think they're better off just to pull the stuff and move it instead of
Yeah.
getting into boundaries, and these people
But
have been
we
waiting
really
for a
should know
while.
where it is.
Well, yeah, we don't want their fence on our property either, so,
So
it
I'm
should
just
be
wondering
done
if we should
correctly.
at least get a copy of it
Yeah.
and bring it back to the commission and have them review it. That way all their questions might be solved that way.
Yep.
Okay.
So maybe ask, who can do that? Mary Jane can make a copy for you probably, right?
Yeah, the surveys are huge and we don't have a machine, so typically we just, if they need to make a copy, they can take it out, go over to Earth, and Earth has a machine that can make it, but we can also do it in piecework and tape it together for
Oh,
them.
okay.
Yeah, I think we can make it work.
Okay.
If George wants to talk to me, and I can get
Okay.
him with them over there as far as moving stuff, and
Okay.
we can find out about that part again, and then we can, I guess obviously we can find out from the chief about the old sign posts. That's what they have.
So the post is still over there.
And I think that they're on the property.
So I don't know if Karen could call the owners and ask them if they still want them or if we can take
Yeah.
them.
Right,
At one
yeah.
point, weren't we gonna give them the fence over here? Because they were gonna
Yeah,
use
we
that
asked,
fence?
right, if they wanted that fence, and at one point they thought they did. I said, just come over and look at it first, because it wasn't in the best
Condition.
shape. And so if they didn't take it, they didn't want it,
So I'm wondering, you know, you could ask them if we could take them. I don't know if that's appropriate to do. What do you think?
They might not want them there, that's, I guess. what
Yeah,
the-
I don't know what they're putting up for fencing, if they have already
It looks,
purchased some fencing.
Yeah, it's pretty, like chicken wire.
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I hadn't seen it, all right.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do about that, but, I
See
mean,
this coming around.
they knew that there was a parking place, a park next door to the house, so I'm not sure about all this stuff with the pool and all that.
So, yeah, I guess we have to find out about the posts, if it's okay to take those out to
Okay.
put the sign.
All right.
We'll find out from the chief possibly where the sign is, or if he knows.
Did he use that sign and just sand it down and make the new one?
I don't know, you'll have to
Maybe.
ask him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened to the sign.
He-
The sign that was over across the street, yeah, I made a new one.
Okay,
That's the one I have up there, I just refurbished.
That's what I thought you did.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
perfect.
Did they say they wanted the post too, do you remember, or could we take them?
What?
The post that the sign was on?
I don't know, Andy actually went over and grabbed that sign, but it.
What about the flagpole? I mean, why couldn't you use that flagpole? You know, whatever.
Yeah, that's old, it's a small tiny one in front of a house. I want a nice, we have a nice building there, and I'd like something to present nice in front of that building.
Okay, just ask.
Okay, so that's it with the signs, now it's just the post.
The
What
post.
size flag you need for that, you know?
I don't, I'm not sure the size,
Okay.
I haven't even gotten that far yet.
We should have it to do this on down at Chichester.
Yeah, no, that's, no. You don't want all the controversy with that.
Dig a big hole.
Oh, boy. All right.
Thank you.
I think I have.
All right, did we take care of everything on your list, Gary?
Just that if we do get the posts, if they're gonna be able to move those posts over to the other side.
Okay,
So
because,
when if they do get the sign, they can put it out.
Ask the library. Do you want to ask the library?
Is it
Well-
the library, is there like a meeting there?
Is there an R in there?
Huh? Shut up. Be quiet over there.
Library.
I don't believe the library
Yeah.
would want the posts, so if Parks and Rec have some use for it, that's
Yeah,
fine,
they
just,
wanna- if they get the posts and now that they'll need a new sign, they wanna know if they can put them over on that side away from the house.
yes, and not on library property, yes.
Okay.
Yep,
I think that's it.
okay.
Library.
Yeah. Karen, you'll talk to Joy.
There's 2 Rs. All I have to say.
So you'll talk to Joy.
I will,
Okay.
I will.
Library.
He can get a hold of you or whatever.
Okay, yep.
All right. So everything's all set now, Gary, with
I
you?
think so.
All right. Do we have any other business that anyone wants to bring up? Karen?
David Kerr called, and he's the representative on the Planning Commission TAC Committee. He just wanted to let you know the Executive Board, Planning Commission Executive Board voted not to increase their budget, so that's something that all the towns pay each year. So there's one thing that's not increasing. It's already in our budget. It's not going to increase.
Well, that's good.
And then
That's the Lakes Region Planning Commission.
That's Lakes
fees,
Region
right?
Planning Commission, yes it is. And then we got an email from Rihanna. She was sending it to David Allen and CC'd us on it. She met with Wayne out to the beach area.
Yeah.
And then she was asking Dave, because Wayne suggested that they come in and meet with the board, to find out about, they had, Parks and Rec has a bonfire scheduled, swimming lessons scheduled, and I guess they want to talk about the beach altogether. I have not received anything from Dave Allen, so when I do, I'll get them scheduled to meet with the board, but I think the bonfire was relatively soon coming up.
It's June 4th, I think.
Okay, so
But that
that's,
reminds me that they asked me to ask you, I had that real hot day, the whole beach down there was loaded with people using the beach. So did we, I can't remember what we talked about. I remember talking about hiring the beach attendant, putting a beach attendant in case the beach does get opened. But I don't remember talking if we literally just closed the beach.
Are we closing it for this event too?
well, I think that's what I emailed Wayne about. He didn't get back to me after him and Rihanna went to look at it, because I was waiting to hear from him. The last I knew, he didn't think the beaches should be opened. He didn't think Parks and Rec should be opened. So I'm not sure how he weighs in now that he's gone and looked at everything. But certainly if it's closed, we shouldn't have people down there.
So I guess June 1st is when they've got new rules now as of June 1st, I think it is, for beach openings.
Well, it hasn't come out yet, I don't
No,
believe.
it's June 1st, but
Right.
I think it's June 1st, right? I think it's.
And the governor is gonna make
No
another,
sitting and
a
no
note.
something or anything, just have
The
it
governor's supposed to
active.
release another update on the
Yeah, so
state.
I
This
was,
is June 1st.
yeah, and so with the bonfire, June 4th, I think it is, they were gonna set it up so people would stay in their groups and stay socially distanced. They were gonna do that. And that's what they wanted to do. I didn't, as long as they have that set up, just like I'm doing the farmer's market, everybody has to follow certain rules for social distancing. I don't know if we should, I don't know, are we allowing them to do that? Who makes the authority on that?
well, Wayne will do his
His thought?
suggestion, and he's
That's
the
what I
emergency
heard.
management director.
Where exactly is this bonfire going to be?
It happens down by next to the building.
Down here?
Parks and Rec.
The rec area down there?
Good place for it.
And their swimming lessons, they're still advertising their swimming lessons.
I saw that.
So are we gonna let them have their,
Well, the issue with the beach is you can't have 10 people and keep them social distanced. It's not big enough, which is some of the issues that I brought up once we found out that they had planned the swimming lessons. I don't know how they're gonna make them work and be successful to meet the COVID requirements. So I'm hoping to hear back from Wayne.
so are we gonna revisit
Tonight or
this
tomorrow?
Tuesday? Because Tuesday would be the day we have to revisit this, right?
Okay, yes. And if I hear from him and he's suggesting that everything stays closed, I'll certainly email the board and let you know what he thinks. And of course, I'll email, Parks and Rec and, all right.
The beach is currently closed,
It,
correct?
it should be. It typically doesn't open until, the end of May, usually Memorial Day weekend. But then the sign goes up, it's only certain hours that the beach is open. But right now, it should be
There's no
closed.
signs down there or anything that says the beach is closed,
There's,
right?
yeah, so the signs haven't been put out or
Are there
anything, no.
signs down there that says at your own risk?
When the signs go up, it's at your own risk because it's only open certain times of the year.
I mean, shouldn't you keep signs that say at your risk year round though? Because people are gonna go.
Well,
regardless.
and there was a gate that was closed, so they couldn't get down there, except people still go around and, but,
Speaking of gates, our last attempt at gating the causeway to prevent motorized traffic down to the beach has resulted in them pulling posts up right out of the ground, destroying the fence. So the next thing they're going to run into is going to be some Jersey barriers. Okay? Something that some of you may not know, so I'll enlighten you. is that that whole area is under the auspices of the Conservation Commission, not Parks and Rec, not anybody else, not the selectmen, it's the Conservation Commission.
Okay.
And so we have pretty much made a decision to put the Jersey barriers down there so that there'll be ample space for somebody to walk through or to push a carriage or a stroller or something down through. But there's not supposed to be any motor vehicles down there. The causeway was not built to withstand that kind of traffic.
You mean in the entrance to going down the beach? You're
Yeah.
not talking about the entrance to get in where people park, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I think that's right.
When was it ripped out? Recently?
I don't know. I'd be lying if I told you I did, but I've been up there in the last 2 weeks, and some of the other members have been up there, and it's not going to be cheap. Jersey barriers are $290 some odd a piece, and it'll cost
Can't you find them down at the dump or something? Or
the Jersey barrier.
I think you
It's
guys.
hard enough to try to find who makes them.
Jersey, of course.
Mitchie makes them over in Henniker.
Yeah, I always wondered how they have the name.
So we're going to have 2 of them. They're 10 feet long, be placed more or less end to end, and let the bastards pull those out of the way.
Well, the main issue really is what kind of, if we're closing, if we're saying that the beach is closed for COVID-19, shouldn't we have signs up or something up there that says this?
We
down
will,
there?
once we hear from Wayne, if that's what I'm waiting for. If Wayne says, you know, it needs to stay closed, then we'll get those signs right up.
Because that's kind of what they were asking me, is if the beach is closed, why is it packed down
Right.
there that day it was out? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, I don't know what the normal routine is, so I didn't know. I mean, we don't have signs that say COVID-19 beach closed. I mean, do we have beach closed signs that says, what do they say?
Everything but.
So when
But we
put-
will get signs that say beach closed, depending on what Wayne says. We've been waiting about 2 weeks for him and Rhiannon to get together to go down and view the situation, so.
'cause we're coming into a heat wave right now.
I know, and we don't,
Oh,
we
they're gonna
haven't,
use it. They're
They're
gonna
gonna
use it.
use it.
and we haven't hired beach attendants yet because of the situation, so
I
we'll
just,
see when
I
it,
know you guys are always saying, you know, it's a liability to the town, all these things, so I just didn't know what we should be doing to.
well, in the past, when it was a normal, you know, summer
Beach.
season, and, beach, we have a sign that says what the rules are, we have beach attendants that are down there, and then the police patrol. So we don't have any liabilities in that
Are we gonna
aspect.
send the police down there tomorrow or the next day when there's a ton of people down there swimming and,
Good
I mean,
luck.
that would cause all kinds of havoc if we did that.
Good luck.
Well, if your emergency management director says it's closed, then it's gonna have to be closed, and we'll put up the signs, and we'll close the gate. I'm not even sure, is the gate still there?
Nope, there is no
The gate
gate.
isn't even there, so the gate's been removed too.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I think there ought to be a cable across out by Durkee's property. Tree to tree, and put the sign there.
I think you're right.
We've, you know, I'm not blowing my horn, but I've been on the Conservation Commission since 1968, and I would hate to tell you how many signs I have put up on that property telling people what they could do and what they couldn't do and when they could do it. And people really go out of their way, I mean seriously, go out of their way to stand on step ladders and pull signs down.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But the thing is, I mean, at least if you came out to the road with some kind of deterrent, you know, I mean, that's kind of a long way in by
It is.
foot, you know?
Well, originally, the access to the beach
Was on
was
the
to
other side
park,
of
was
the
to
field.
park in Eastman's Field,
Yeah.
and we had a walkway, and we had a footbridge across the brook.
Mhm.
And that worked okay until one year we had a flood, literally high enough to lift a bridge with telephone poles up, and it's somewhere downstream now. So we said, well, we gotta do something different. And we paid $2,500 to lay out a roadway into what is now the parking area. So,
All right, well, so I guess we'll just wait and get an update from Wayne, and then we'll have to make a decision as soon as possible, I guess. Is there any other business, Karen?
I believe that was it.
Anybody have any public announcements?
BCEP is having a meeting of the selectmen only, Thursday night, 6 o'clock, to discuss reopening the building at the site, at the facility.
You mean all of us have to go?
No,
What does that mean then?
just me,
Just the representatives?
yes.
Oh, I see.
I asked even if they should be alternates, and they said no. So it's only going to be 4 selectmen, the administrator, and the treasurer.
Okay, good to know.
And we still need police presence up there.
Sorry, in the paper. Who's responsible for that? Putting it in the main paper?
Probably
Katie
the administrator.
Lesnick is the Baysider person. She reads the videos and takes notes and then writes the article.
She could have been our one viewer last week.
Well, I mean, the headline is a little,
We have
Not
no control.
correct.
over it.
Right, we have no
It's free
control.
press. They can watch the video and do anything they want. It's free.
Is,
The freedom of press.
somebody ought to have to talk with it. We don't need any CNN stuff.
What was the, I thought we decided, didn't we decide last week about the police presence at BCE that they were gonna, that Pittsfield, they were gonna talk to Pittsfield and,
You
or,
asked why the administrator didn't contact all 4 towns.
right,
I strongly suggested to the administrator that she send out a hard copy to each and every town,
okay,
stating the problem and stating the fact that there has to be a police presence there. I still have a burr in my bonnet because Pittsfield is charging us for a damn detail up there when we pay them every single year. BCEP has a stipend that is given to Pittsfield because the facility is in the town. What do we get back for it?
Well, send Pittsfield the bill.
No, we're not gonna send them any more money if I have anything to say about it.
That's even better.
so you're saying that Pittsfield gets paid a detail to be at the BCEP normally?
No,
Oh,
I'm saying that in order to have Pittsfield send a detail, they are charging BCEP above and beyond the stipend that BCEP pays to the town of Pittsfield.
well, what about the idea that the police chief suggested, which was, maybe go there and sit and do a report when they're really busy on a Saturday for a half an hour, just let the public know that there is a police presence, but not doing an actual detail, but just hanging around there every now and then. And if all of the police departments took turns just hanging there and doing a report on their shift,
Well,
what's
that
wrong
was the
with that?
problem, wasn't it? Getting them all to do it? Yeah.
But isn't that something that,
Laurie, the problem with your suggestion is it makes too much sense. That would be ideal.
I'm writing that down.
That would be
I'm
ideal.
writing that down. I make too much sense. I'm gonna remember that for a long time.
Only on this subject, Laurie, don't.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You ain't listening to what I said. You only heard.
Oh my goodness. So is she gonna send the letter and then we can discuss it then?
I don't know, I haven't spoken with her since.
Okay.
I'll see you Thursday night, we'll talk about it at length.
Is this a problem when, Was this a serious problem before COVID-19? I guess is kind of my point.
COVID-19 really has had no effect on this problem whatsoever. It has been a problem for quite a long time. People are simply disrespectful to the employees that work at BCEP. Without saying more than should be said, most of them are women, and they get called names that you can't believe.
I wouldn't call any of those women names.
But besides all that, the people who use BCEP are going to be changing their ways. If you've ever been up there, particularly on a Saturday, once you get through the gate, people start unloading their cars and running with their trash in front of cars, causing a tremendous, what do I want to say, potential for somebody to get hurt.
Yeah.
All for what? Because they don't want to drive into the building.
Well, they got it pretty well set up now where you just drive in and they direct you what to do, which is nice. People just have to be more respectful.
Or make them drive all the way up around the dirt there and don't bring them in. Point is, I mean, the place has been there forever. I mean, I've never heard of a shooting or a fist fight or, anybody getting physically assaulted or knifed or anything else. I mean, why is it all of a sudden a problem now?
I think it's partly because of the new administrator. At least she's only been there for like a year and a half.
She worked there before as a...
Yes, she did,
Yeah.
but she had no say over how things happened, okay? Earl Ware was the administrator, and I won't even go into...
Earl's not gonna sit there and argue and fight with somebody, that's for sure. I mean,
No.
The guy's 78 years old or something.
Well, I'm not going to go there with you tonight, but the problem is not necessarily new, it's just getting old.
We should probably call in the chief and pick up this afterwards because we were going to take them early and now we're going to take them late.
Okay, well,
So, I don't, Chief, are you out there still? I know that we're late, so I'm trying to, we're going to restart our conversation afterwards. We know that you need to get going. You're late with your appointment, I apologize.
God, I hate the acoustics
Do
in
you
this
have an
room.
update from the department?
Specifically, what?
How's everything going? You know what I want to know about is the dead body, but everybody in town wants to know what happened to that dead body.
We're still waiting on the autopsy report for that dead body, and I think speaking to other chiefs and what's going on with COVID, they're just so behind. So we haven't received a report. Typically, we receive a report within 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, we kind of received a preliminary report, basically just saying it's going to be a while before we get the actual report back. So we haven't gotten the results. They were supposed to do toxicology on the body, so we haven't gotten the actual results back yet. So that's where we stand with that. Other than that, the department hosted a testing this past weekend for police officers, which I'll be able to talk to you guys a little bit about further. And I can just say that we received some outstanding candidates. We actually had the award votes today.
Oh, excellent. And everything's going all right with the COVID and,
Yeah, everything's going good. As far as I know, we have 5 positive results in our community. It's all I know right now. 5 people.
really, 5 people? I thought we only had 1.
Say that again, Chief?
We have 5 people in this community who have been affected by COVID.
Affected or infected?
In fact, they have COVID, tested positive for COVID.
Is that all in the last day or 2 or?
No, I've known this for at least a week or so.
Why doesn't it show up on the stats on television?
Yeah, it says 1 to 4.
Yeah, I can't tell you, I know that there's been 5, because I get the results back from the state daily, and I've counted 5 so far.
5.
Yes.
Does Wayne know about this too? I mean,
Yeah, Wayne knows about
he
it.
does?
He should, yeah.
Is that something that should be brought to the public's attention, you think?
I can't really,
I mean, I know you can't release names or anything else, but.
I think it's been on the news, how many
I
hours
haven't
in the
seen it.
community, right? Does this say on the news on TikTok?
Yeah, it says one that's daily updates too. Yeah, it says 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Although I haven't checked it this week.
It's been saying that, but I know
Yeah.
there's five cases.
But Wayne usually puts daily updates, so if he puts it, I mean, I haven't seen it, I don't know.
Well, the way we get them, I don't know Wayne, he probably gets them the same way I do. So county will send us, because the results go to county sends them to the local jurisdictions. So, we know in case we have to respond for an emergency call, we know the person at that address is tested positive. So I haven't gotten one of those names in a while, but I do know, within probably a week ago was the last time I got the name.
Okay. So is this, okay. Anyone have any other questions for the chief before we go into non-public?
In public input, is there anything for public?
Do you want to do a public input right now?
There isn't one.
No one commented on
No comments.
Well, we should open it and close it just in case, because we did say we were gonna do that.
Okay.
I'd like to open up, public input at 6:03. Is there anyone online, Andrew, that has any comments or questions right now? No?
Is there anyone online?
Is there anyone viewing us? Can you, and they can hear that we're opening up public comment, right? So we'll give them a minute if anyone has a comment, and then we'll close public input if no one does.
See how much smoother these meetings are going?
Huh?
For
Anyone
now.
have any public input in this room? I know, it's hard.
Oh, I can put that on.
Nothing, Andrew? Okay. All right, I'm gonna close public input at 6:04, seeing there's no public input. And I need a motion to go into non-public for hiring A3 2B.
Sorry, Marsh, we go to non-public under RSA 91-8:3, Roman numeral 2B, correct?
Yes.
Second.
Any, Ed seconds. All those in favor? Ed?
Aye.
Rick?
Aye.
Gary? Diane? Lori? Aye. Motion to go in non-public.